Welcome to our January edition of Fields and Farms. We are here at Wyndale Gardens, a beautiful place located in Washington County, Virginia. It's a first-generation farm, an amazing family, an incredible operation, and a new chapter that's just now being written. The Ramsey family is exactly where they want to be, living an unexpected life in Southwest Virginia. Like it did for a lot of people, the pandemic changed their outlook and their life.
It was really a moment to step back and appreciate things, appreciate moments with my family, appreciate sitting down to a meal together and being grateful for my health and the people who provided for my health. Who were my farmers? You know, if the cabinets were bare at the local supermarket, I didn't know what to do, and just really starting to develop a deep sense of appreciation and respect for the people that provided my moments with my family around the dinner table.
I was no longer traveling for work. My wife was also home from school. We were kind of sitting around looking at each other and talking about, what our plans were, what do the next, 3 to 5 years look like.
They began answering those questions by traveling the country in an RV, meeting people and exploring farms and wineries, learning about where their food comes from, a trip that would change everything.
So we came up to Abington multiple times looking for property, trying to find the perfect piece of property. And we found this here on Wyndale Road, knew immediately this was the right place that we wanted to be at, and then took all that money that we'd been saving to buy a house and started developing out this property for tourism.
Tourism and agriculture, building their new future right here in Washington County. And they've been busy as bees ever since. Down here inside this small greenhouse, big things are happening.
People have been loving our big green leaf romaine because...
Picture perfect, not one imperfection. Rows and rows of beautifully grown lettuce.
We built this over the summer.
We built that in the summer together. Yeah, we bolted every frame. We folded this liner like a bed sheet. It was great, making the bed together.
It is quite the operation. No soil, chemical-free, all-natural fertilizer, aquaponics.
So it's the merging of hydroponics and aquaculture, which is the raising of fish. So you take these two farming habits, you meld them together. So the fish provide all the nutrients for the plants. The plants actually clean the water for the fish. They take all the ammonia, all the nitrates out, and then return clean water back to the fish. So it's a completely closed-loop system.
They use tilapia. Scott says they're a hardy, more patient fish.
So we have two 300-gallon fish tanks, and we have 150 tilapia in each of the fish tanks. We have two 1,500-watt heaters that keeps the water about 82 to 84 degrees. They're Blue Nile tilapia, so they like the water really, a little bit warmer. You'll notice the water is kind of red here. So how this works is all we have to do really is feed the fish their fish food. It has a lot of, it's high protein content. So as the fish digest that, it breaks down into all the macronutrients and micronutrients that plants need. The only thing that we can't get out of the fish food is iron. So iron is a very important element. It allows your plants to uptake the nutrients out of the water. So we add iron to the water. It's chelated iron. It's basically water-soluble iron.
So is that the color we're seeing?
And that's what turns it this kind of Kool-Aid red color right now, yeah.
He makes it sound easy, but there are a lot of steps, a lot of science and balance to get it just right. Everything starts as a seed here in the nursery. After a couple of weeks, it is transported here, where it continues to grow for another month or so. They call it a food conveyor system. Drop it in here, and when it gets to the end, it's ready to harvest. The whole operation actually began with this much smaller system, a hydroponic system.
And I didn't really like the idea of buying synthetic fertilizer. It's actually really bad for the environment, the way the production means to make that type of fertilizer.
Right.
So I started reading and researching. I was like, oh, how can we just get rid of that fertilizer? Oh, turns out you can use fish waste, and it supplies most of the nutrients that you need. So we actually converted this system into an aquaponics system. So there's actually a couple of goldfish down there swimming.
Now they're experimenting with it, growing lavender and chamomile, adding to their overall operation. Right now, they're both still working other full-time jobs. Scott in the corporate world, Rebecca a teacher. They work the farm at night, and on weekends you can find them at the Abington Farmers Market.
Oh my goodness, it's so fresh.
Their lettuce is getting rave reviews, and so is their operation, one that's just now getting started. They have plans to grow other vegetables like cucumbers and tomatoes. Of course, they'll be raising and harvesting more fish as well. And remember that big road trip they took? Well, they'll be welcoming others to do the same by putting in a campground.
We moved here because Southwest Virginia is beautiful. Every day on my ride out to Damascus to work, my daughter and I appreciate the skies and the mountain vistas and how much we just love to be here.
We're really wanting to build a company that's last much longer past us and be a staple in the community, right? People come here for the barter, they come here for the creeper trail, and 10 years from now I want them to come here to Abingdon to visit Wyndale Gardens.